That's speaker. About microphone.
All right, what about now? All right, are we back? Are we streaming again? Do we have sound? Did I fix my problems? All right. Now, nothing better than live testing with live tech testing with 400 live viewers. All right, the green screen is now having issues. All right. Anyway, we'll get it all fixed up eventually. Okay, we have sound. Everything is working now. Yeah, it would have sucked. A $5,000 laptop and no sound. This laptop comes with no internal camera, which is awesome because it keeps the spying to a minimum when you don't want someone looking through your camera in a hack situation. So, okay, let's go to the charts, see what's going on. Man, hope everybody had a good weekend. A lot of sports this weekend if you're an American. And a lot of it's coming to an end. Man, that basketball game last night was great. The football games were really good too. I was enjoying myself watching some sports. Okay, let's go to the charts. Here we go. Hopefully everything is working good. Yes, my first test drive. Oh, I can't get this damn thing out of the way now. Oh, that sucks. Okay, anyway. Oh, I don't want it there. Hold on. Having issues here. Okay. I'll get it working eventually. You know, let me turn on my additional screen here. There we go. Okay, cool. Oh, but I don't know. I don't even know if I want that. Okay. Sorry, guys. I am kind of playing with my new toy at the moment. Okay. Okay. Let's look at some charts. All right. Things are falling. Things are crashing. I have to. I'm going to be doing some reevaluating of my portfolios right after the show is over. So for now, we will begin with Bitcoin. Here's the weekly chart. Last week finished on a very nice candle. Oh, God damn it. Hold on. I can't get that circle going. You know how I do that circle thing? I gotta solve that problem. 1 second. Is it in display settings? Crap, where would that setting be? Can't waste too much time on this. Is it oh boy. Oh, that sucks. If I don't have that, like I used to be able to click a button and you get that circle showing you where my mouse is pointing, but I forgot where to do that. So okay, I got about 3 minutes to figure that out. Otherwise, crap. Is it in keyboard? Shoot. All right, I have to figure it out later. Can't spend this entire show trying to figure out how to get that circle when I hit the control button. I'll figure it out. I'll be there for next episode. Anyway, last week's candle, oscillators, they're all 50-50, so they're totally not useful. So last week, we had a pretty bullish week. But as I've been saying for that entire week, unless Bitcoin gets above 11,500, this is just a lower high in that, you know, bubble kind of chart, traditional bubble chart, where you have that bull trap or return to range area. To me, this is not a bull trap. This is very, very visible that until you're breaking out to new all-time highs, you can't assume that you will. So for now, we'll continue to assume that we have a lower swing high. And if we fall below 10,000, Bitcoin gets into a little bit of trouble. If Bitcoin goes all the way down below 10,000, I'm still expecting 9,000. So at the moment, it's really in no man's land. Let's look at the daily chart. The daily chart has perfectly pulled back to the area of the breakout at $10,500. I don't want to talk about this daily chart because those of you that are in my group, you would have seen me text on Saturday. This thing had a green star on top of it. I'm actually not sure why the green star has disappeared. We are looking into that. Because based on the logic that for the stars, the green star should have stayed. Now, the green star tells me that we do have a trend change to be bullish. Now, they're not always going to give you a great trade. Here's an example where a green star would have, this is back on August 17th, the candle with the breakout candle with the green star, gave you a horrendous trade to the upside because that literally marked the top. However, no one is forcing you to enter this trade long at the very top, not even at the end of the candle. The green star shows up. The green star would have shown up literally right here at the very bottom of the candle at 11,900 and let's say 60 at the worst. It would have shown up once you started trading above the prior candle's high. So there was plenty of room to get into the long trade. And this thing went up over, well, this was below 12K. And this is 12 and a half. So there was $500 of upside. And of course, I would have expected more upside, but that didn't happen. So just because the star marks the candle that tells you to go long, well, tells me to go long, everyone is on their own, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to do it at the top of the candle and then you end up, going broke. There was plenty of room here to go long and be profitable on a trade and still get your stop loss and not only not lose any money on the trade or potentially make money on the trade. This one's a little bit tougher, because the green star here would have shown up probably the moment it started trading above the prior candle's high. And certainly by the end of the day, the green star was still there, but the next day we already started pulling back. So no matter how you slice it, this would have put me in a losing trade, but there's no way I would have been still long in this trade. My stop loss would have absolutely gotten hit unless it's a very long-term play. And I wouldn't have a long-term, well, I have a super long, I have a hodl position. But as far as trading is concerned, I'm not exactly rushing into a long trade right now because of this no man's land on the lower swing high on a weekly scale. The daily is right at a very interesting level of support. So right now, right after the show is over, I am actually going to consider picking up some more GBTC. It actually depends on the GBTC premium, which I'm not sure what it is. I don't have all my tabs open. It's funny, now that I have a new computer that should be able to handle 8,000 tabs, I only have like 10 instead of the normal average of 88 that I kind of have. So eventually I'll get there though. And so this is a really interesting level of support, and we got to it fairly quickly this morning. So I do think we can bounce from here. We'll look at the lower level timeframes in a minute. But if we can't hold it here, the next level of support is down in a $10,200 range. And below that, that's it. I don't see the bottom of this channel being support again, because we would have broken the 128-day moving average. A lot of things start to go bad below 10,000. And below 10,000, I am absolutely looking at the 200-day moving average down in the low $9,000 area. Oh, by the way, the MRI is coming out soon. I plan to release it by end of month. There's a lot of work that I need to do, actually, because I have to write up documentation. I have to set up a workshop to teach people how to trade it. And yeah, so there's lots of work to be done. This top was supposed to lead to a 1 to 4 candle correction, followed by probably more upside. But if you look, you have 1, 2, 3, and this is pretty much the 4th candle, but this is a very nasty candle. So at this point, I am not expecting a lot of upside here. I am expecting this to just go lower, and this becomes my buy the dip. I've been waiting for a good shot to buy the dip. I would love to buy this dip at the $9,000 area right in here, where it's going to come back and back test the trend line. So the big question is, what if we go below that trend line? Well, for me, the worst case scenario for Bitcoin, this is where, man, I would love to pick up Bitcoin right here at 7,000. That would be absolutely perfect. And that would also, I think everyone is bullish right now, pretty much everyone. And it's going to be interesting what happens if Bitcoin goes down to 7, because I think everyone's going to buy that dip. I don't think people are going to panic. I think you have to be absolutely crazy to panic at this stage. But there are always crazies. They're going to be like, oh my God, Bitcoin's at 7,000. How is mining going to survive? Meanwhile, the mining hash rate just hit an all-time high. So clearly miners ain't scared. So 7,000 becomes a beautiful buy the dip. I mean, that's when I'm loading up. I mean, look, I'm already pretty much all in anyway, but I haven't really been, I haven't had the need to sell assets. But if we go back to 7 at this in 2020, I will certainly consider selling some assets. Now, here's the interesting part. How's Tone Vays's bet doing? I'm not doing very good on my bet. I've already lost 63 days. And unless we fall below 10,000 today, which is unlikely, I'm going to lose 64 days. And I got to lose 90 days to lose the bet. But if we start going below 10,000, going into October, it's possible we can spend October and November below 10K and go as low as 7, but 7 is still unlikely. 9,000 is my highest probability by the dip. I don't think 8,000, I don't see any support at 8,000. Actually, no, I'm sorry, I'm lying. Oh, right, that's right, sorry. 8,000 is like middle of nowhere. Yeah, it's like right here. I don't see any support in 8,000. You can make the claim that this line right here, 7,700, is support because of this back in September of last year. But the $6,900 area will be much better support. And keep in mind that the later in the year, if we do start falling towards 7,000, the later in the year this happens, the higher your 200-week moving average. And we've never really closed below the 200-week moving average. We closed here, but like the next day we were back over. So it barely counts. This is just like bad. I mean, it's bad and good luck, because if the day had closed, we could have closed like, 50%, not 50, but 20% lower than a 200-week moving average how the day ended near the end. But it's so rare that you close below that 200-week moving average. And it's moving up fairly quickly. So if we don't fall down to 7K by mid-November, that moving average is going to be above 7. It's going to be like at 7.2. And if it gets anywhere near here, man, that talk about your perfect buy the dip. But yeah, I'm looking to go. I'm looking to go into Bitcoin. Like I've been doing covered calls. I've been trading the markets a little bit. The markets are now pulling back, so I'm pretty much done with those. And remember what I said yesterday. I was very, very concerned about the market. And the reason I was concerned about the market, let me get this out of the way here, is this right here. The moment this line got broken, and if you watched my show on Friday, I know I didn't do a full price show. We just did a news show, but I talked about the price, and I was very concerned going into the weekend. Unfortunately, I don't know what happened that Friday, but I just got so busy. I actually forgot to open my brokerage account to get out, to just like close everything out. So that was dumb. And then this morning I was messing around with the computer, so I still haven't opened my brokerage account. I haven't done it in like the last 4 or 5 trading days. So this kind of hurts because I know I have some long positions. And but I just didn't get to it. And this is why there was just so much work to do after I got off the I forgot what was going on Friday, but like I don't like sitting in front of a computer. I sit in front of a computer for these shows. And then anyway. So this is one of the reasons why I don't like to trade right now, because I deal with too many Bitcoin things. But the moment, yeah, don't get me started on a Supreme Court. It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. I don't want to get political again, but if you have a Democrat, please show them the Constitution and other laws and ask them to, at some point in their fucking life, to follow it. So, no, I don't think Bitcoin will drop below 7K. Webcam? It's not a webcam. It's like a $800 Sony 4K camera, and it's lagging. That sucks. Though I don't really need the camera part. Yeah, so the stock market isn't doing too good. I'm not sure exactly why. I haven't, like I said, I haven't paid attention to the news. I'm just looking at TA. And according to TA, this is a beautiful level of support on the S&P 500 because you have fallen right here to this prior peak. I wonder how Tesla's doing. I might get to buy that Tesla. I mean, I want to buy Tesla around $200. If Tesla goes to 200, I'll buy it. Yeah, it's only coming through at 720 is because that's Zoom's maximum. That's a Zoom issue. So Zoom kind of caps you at 720, I think. So let's go back to the stock market. So I think this is a good level of support for a bounce in the stock market. But I knew the stock market was in trouble the moment we pulled back to this prior low. It's one of the main things I teach in my technical analysis course, is that this happens, there's a very strong probability that you're going to fall. Now, notice right here, this is this is a daily MRI top on September 1st, which is in line with a weekly MRI top. And you know we're in the middle of a yearly MRI top. And this is the beautiful thing about the new indicator, is that you get it right here at the bottom of your chart, which is really, really cool. And you can see where you are on higher level timeframes. So you have a weekly top and a yearly top. Google Hangout ended their live streaming thing, as far as I know, like 3 years ago, which is why we stopped using it. Tone, how can DXY hold up with so much money printing? Because other countries are printing more money. It really is that simple. If you think US prints a lot of money, go take a look at what Vietnam does. Go take a look at other countries. And it's also confidence in your currency and leadership. And as much as people hate Trump, he gives the world a lot of confidence that the US is going to function. So let's go to the weekly S&P. The weekly S&P is on the 4th week after its weekly top. The MACD is not good. That's a bad sign. And the RSI is also at a bad sign. And look at the divergence in the RSI weekly. So there's lots of things that are pointing to more downside here. Support is near. Support is coming around 3180 area. So all of this is pretty much support. The weekly RSI top called the S&P beautifully. What a perfect call. And there was a daily. Remember, there was a daily right there as well. Talk about perfect timing. There was a daily MRI top this week as well. If you go to the daily, I'm on the futures chart. It happened one day early, but it was there. So this was a daily MRI top inside a weekly MRI top. And that, and I mean, if that doesn't show people that this indicator is useful, then I don't know what does, because look at the S&P. And this is the first time it showed you anything on a weekly scale since back in last year. So this is the first time the MRI gave you any signal on a weekly scale in 2020. And it called it pretty damn well. So the top came, the daily top came a little bit earlier. So like there, and we are now down 8.88%. That's for the stock market, that's pretty big. When will MRI go out? By end of month. My plan is to release it by end of month. Still got a few bugs to fix, some more testing to do, but by end of month, I'm planning to release it. What would happen to the stock market if Biden wins? Well, as Biden is winning, the stock market would probably start to crash, no different than what happened with Trump. But after Biden wins, and a few weeks go by and people realize that the country is not going to die, then the market would go up, because it doesn't matter. Biden will be good. I mean, he's going to print more money. In fact, Biden is going to print even more money. Now, Biden does plan to raise a lot of taxes on rich corporations, and that's probably why a lot of these corporations will go and buy Bitcoin. If you want to talk about a catalyst to push people into Bitcoin, you want to be voting for Biden. I mean, you don't care about freedoms, or you don't care about capitalism. If you care about if you care about the speculative rise in Bitcoin, you want Biden to win. I personally don't. I care about people more than how fast Bitcoin rises. I can wait. I've been in the Bitcoin space almost 7 years now. I can wait another 5 years, and so I don't want to see Biden win. And I'll be voting to help not make that happen. So, but I do think Biden is better for Bitcoin, because if you're a rich person and your taxes are about to go up, where else are you going to put your money? It's hard to trust the stock market, because if Biden starts raising taxes on corporations, then the corporations are going to make less money. And if the corporations are going to make less money, then their stock is going to not be as high. And the Democrats love to demonize the rich. So even though they're invested in the stock market rising too, because that's how they make most of their money, there's no such thing as insider trading for a politician. They can insider trade all they like, unless that law changed, unless there is a law now. But it used to be like insider trading for a politician is allowed. It's not allowed for you, but it's allowed for the congressman. They can insider trade all they like. You know, I don't know what would happen if Kamala Harris takes over. I think there'll be panic in the markets if Kamala Harris takes over. I think the markets will panic. I think there'll be a huge crash if Biden steps down and Kamala Harris takes over, which is what's most likely going to happen. Second wave of coronavirus. I mean, it'll be trumped up by media. It's not a. If you had a clean first wave, there's not going to be a second wave. If enough of your population caught it the first time around, there's not going to be a second wave. There's no second wave in Sweden because they didn't like shut down and put their people in a bubble. So the more bubble boy the more bubble boy nature you had the first time, the worse you're going to have it the second time. US with all those protests, plenty of people in the US got it. The only reason, and I do keep up with the research on coronavirus. You may not like the research that I'm reading, but the only way there is a second wave of corona in the US is if the media wants there to be a second wave of corona. It's not going to be a medical second wave. It will be a media second wave. Sweden has a very low population density. What about 80% of America? Do they have a high population density? We're talking what? New York, LA, Chicago, Miami, Houston, maybe. What else is there? US has a very low population density. No, I'm not going to be bringing back the 5 guests from Bybit. It's fine. They'll figure it out on their own. All right, let's go to the lower level Bitcoin chart. Whoa, we just dropped more. Okay, let's see what's going on. Here's the 4-hour chart. These metrics are starting to border on oversold. I may have to go to the 1-hour chart and see what's going on. Let's go to the 1-hour chart. This could be coming to an end here. MRI should be giving you some kind of a buy signal somewhere here. Could be on this candle. I'll wait for it to load. No, not yet. So on the hourly chart, the MRI gave you a sell. There should be an arrow right here. There should be a buy arrow here. That might be another bug. Yeah, there should be a buy arrow right there. I don't know why there isn't. Oh, wait, I know why there isn't. No, wait, no, I don't. There should be a buy arrow right there. Like I said, we're still testing. This is why I can't release it until things are working properly. Oh, wait, I shouldn't do that. I should do my, I don't need this anymore because I have another metric. But let me see what the old indicator comes back with. See, it's impossible to get all test examples like on a random test. So as I go through charts throughout the day, I just keep an eye on everything. Wow, this thing does not want to load. Okay, fine. We'll do it a different way. Display detailed data. Right. So there should definitely be an orange arrow here. Okay, I'm gonna wait for one more to load. There it is. All right, sorry guys, I need to take a screenshot. And this is going to my developer. Man, still finding all these bugs. That's why we can't release it. All right, cool, done. So there it is. There's the hourly. This should have an upwards facing orange arrow. It should be the opposite of this arrow right there. The arrow at 2 a.m. What time zone am I in? Eastern time. So New York time. So we can turn this off. So right here, one of these arrows needs to be above this candle right here facing up. So yeah, so the fall might be over for now, and things should be rebounding because the daily S&P, the futures also came in perfectly to its prior swing high. So if you look at a 10-minute chart, curious what the MRI counts are. Oh, beautiful. Look at that. Look at that buy right there on current candle, current 10-minute candle. So yeah, so I do think the S&P can bounce very nicely. So as a sample trade, I mean, if you knew this was coming on a 10-minute scale, the buy entry is right there, or even earlier, because you know it's MRI is helping you here. So right as you break the prior candle's body, I mean, I still want to be cautious. I mean, saying that you would buy it right there is saying that you would buy it right there, right at the bottom. I mean, that's silly, right? But buying it as the next candle is happening, that's perfectly normal. So if that's your buy, or if that's my buy, and I'm trying to, chase a reversal, I'm out of this thing the moment. Well, when is this candle over? This candle is over in 3 minutes. So I would put my initial stop loss down here, but the moment this candle ends and the next candle starts trading higher than current candle, I'm already raising the stop loss to below current candle's low. But right now, I would be just below the prior swing low. So we can go blue for the stop loss. That's more like purple, but it's fine. All right, I think this needs to be thicker. Where's the thickness? There it is. And this should be green. All right, so if that's the long trade, that's the stop loss. This is part of the entries, exits, and it's part of the risk management course on entries, exits, and stop losses. So this is what I teach. Now, look, there was an hourly buy right here. This is the beauty of the new MRI. It shows you higher level time frames. So this tells me that on the hourly chart, there was buying opportunities here. But here's the weird part. Can someone help me with this one? If I go to the hourly chart, why the hell? Oh, no, it's doing it correctly now. Because the other day I was looking at the hourly chart and it was giving it to me on the 30-minute marks. I don't know why that was. Was it this? Was it the... Yeah, look at this. Like, this is the annoying part. So the S&P cash market, the hourly chart starts at 30 minutes because it starts when market opens. So it's not on the hour. And I don't know if that's a trading view thing or what, because I got to double check my broker. I don't normally use hourly charts, but it was just weird because like my cash S&P, the candle starts at 10:30, but my futures S&P, the candle starts at 10. So they're not in line at all. But here's the 10-minute chart. We have 1.5 minutes to go. And if next candle starts trading above the prior candle's high, I am ready to just raise that stop loss right up. Thoughts on IPOB, Open Door? I didn't know. Are they public? I did not even know that. Whoa, what is that? You can simply start typing. Yeah, I know. Oh, look at Tesla. Look at that reversal in Tesla. Yeah, it makes sense that the markets are bouncing here because the daily chart, it went perfectly in line with the prior swing high. And that's a great sign. Now, the overall picture is still horrendous, but I can see a bounce back to this area and then you reevaluate. The Arun told you to go short, but I wouldn't have done that because the crossover came very high. Like this is not where I like to enter my trades. So I would not have done it. This is where I would have liked to enter the long trade because it crossed at 23. This crossed at about 40. So that's also tricky. I probably would not have shorted. But the picture looked very similar here and here. But this got bounced by support. And the moment it broke the prior swing high, I'm very, very bullish. Though all through here, I was just dumbfounded why the market is rising. This is a clean pullback. Clean. By the way, if this area does not reverse the stock market back to new all-time high, there's almost no other support. Not till here. And even that's shaky. Holy shit. So if the market does not hold up, the daily chart is basically screwed. It's screwed all the way down. So let's go back to that 10-minute chart because that's where the trade is on. So the trade is on a 10-minute chart. Okay, so I'm already going to raise the stop loss. I'm going to raise it to just below the prior candle's low because at this point, if we go back down to this low, I have no confidence in my bullish trade. So I'm only confident in my bullish trade as long as we're rising. And if this candle closes at a brand new high, I'm setting the stop loss at least below that candle's low, if not all the way into a break-even trade. Like I don't want to, I'm already risking, I'm already trying to catch a falling knife. And that's my stop loss on this S&P trade. This is how I used to day trade. Current candle just made a new swing high. So I would wait for this candle to close. Unless this candle goes all the way, above 3250, I'm going to stay patient and not raise my stop loss. But if this candle gets to 3250, I am then raising my stop loss to below the current candle's low. For now, it stays here. Let's go back to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is rallying as well, right? So this was proper. So there is our hourly buy on the 4-hour, the hourly buy on Bitcoin, but there should have been an orange arrow the candle before, but now this arrow should have disappeared. So the orange arrow only stays if the official green or red candles don't show up. Right. So Bitcoin held off for now. I mean, I didn't get a chance to buy in. What is GBTC doing? I think it's this one. Or is it this one? Crap. I think it's this one. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, so GBTC, I got to take a look at my broker. I sold my, well, I went long back. Well, I went long back here as of March, but I did a trade from here and I got out at about 12:30, 12:40. So between 12:30 and 12:50, I got out. I got out like over here. And I can definitely get in a lot lower now. I can get in at 11. So that's nice, 10%. Oh, nice. Look at that. Like I said, unless we get to 32.50, I'm not going to raise my stop loss until we get to 32.50. Did we get 32.50? 32.48. We're $2 shy. 2 points shy. All right, 32.48. 32.48 and a half. And we still have 5 minutes in this candle. So it's still more than half the time in this candle to go. But at this point, oh, there it is. That was a new high. No, 48.6. Okay. See, but at this point, if this candle pulls all the way back, it becomes a reversal candle. It becomes a very bearish candle. So if there's a few minutes left in this candle, I'm already going to do it. I mean, I'm raising that stop loss. I don't want a losing trade. The moment I can set that stop loss to above break even, it's fine. I don't have to worry about anything. It's the futures market and it's liquid. So I'll get out. It'll fill me. I'm also not trading, that much. All right, 49, still making new highs. But this is why I trust the MRI to help me identify good trading opportunities. This bullish trade was a combination of the daily chart perfectly pulling back to prior swing high, and on a 10-minute time frame, giving me a really nice. Oh, there it is. Was that it? Yep, 32.50. There it is. So like I said, if the next candle gives me a new high, this is a break-even trade. Can I take some profit on this trade at any point? Sure. But I'm pretty much moving this to a break-even trade. We got 3 minutes to go in this candle. This is now a trade that cannot lose me money. Can it still exit me, break even with a cup of coffee to spare, cover my commissions? Sure. Because this was a risky trade. This was, you're trying to catch a falling knife. And when you do it right, it's very profitable. Because this thing can rally all the way up. Now, where would I take my profit? Well, I have no reason to take profit yet, unless I want to. But I have my resistance line all the way up at 32.78 on a 10-minute scale. I can wait for an MRI top. So unless these things are happening, I'm not really rushing to get out of this trade. I can always just keep raising my stop loss. As long as it keeps moving in my direction, I'll stay with the trade. But if the next candle is making me a new high, I will actually raise this to probably around that area. I want to make sure that this is now, this trade is now going to give me some profit. Depends on how leveraged your trade is. GBTC premium is getting super cheap, people are telling me. Let's see. Yeah, look at that, 10%, 10.5%. Now this is also 15 minutes delayed, and Bitcoin is rallying. Well, not crazy much, but a little bit. So yeah, that's a pretty low GBTC premium. I will, I'm going to restructure my portfolio a little bit today. I may start to buy into, I'm still waiting for a normal ETF that doesn't even have the goddamn premium. But this is what we got. Gold's in trouble. Gold looks bad. All right, 1 minute to go. All right, guys, I got like maybe a few more minutes. If you want to support, you can, like everything I just did with that trade, this is all explained in technical analysis and risk management. That's what it is. The risk management video is also entries, exits, stop losses, and risk management. And you can get both of them together for a 25% discount if you purchase them together. If you want to support, please check out the affiliate page. And if you have not done it, please read my article on what is crypto decentralization and why Bitcoin stands alone. This is where I try to define what is decentralization, what is sufficient decentralization, and what about all this nonsense. This is a beautiful chart. Lucas, thank you so much for putting this together. And this is now like a year old. So God knows what this is going to look like in a year or two. But when people say Bitcoin is slow and it doesn't do anything, this is Bitcoin. This is Bitcoin layers on top of layers that actually scale, unlike all this other nonsense. So yeah, so check out this article. Spent a month putting this together. Thank you so much to those that helped me proofread it at least 18,000 times. And the article is now out. Okay, and these resources are pretty good too. It's pretty much everything I've read to write this article. Some of them are like really long research reports, so I didn't really read those. Some of these things are like 60 pages. So, well, not shelling out reasonable in length, but like some of these reports that explain why proof of stake is a scam, they're pretty damn long. They're pretty detailed. Like here, on stake and consensus, distributed consensus from proof of stake is impossible. These are pretty long research papers. Like it's not easy. It's difficult. Like when someone is trying to sell you such a complicated scam, it takes a lot of energy and a lot of effort to explain why it's a scam. So here's the problem. There are 3,000 coins on CoinGecko. And imagine how much time I would have to waste to explain why every one of them is a scam individually. Like that would be the rest of my life. Why would I want to put myself through that? You can figure out yourself by putting money into it and losing it. All right, let's go back to the trade before I sign off. Okay, so the current candle made a new swing high, which is all I needed to raise my stop loss. So now my stop loss is somewhere in the bottom half of that big green candle or big white candle. And that's it. And that's the catch the falling knife trade that is now profitable. And if we come back to this line, I'll just take my profit. Now, anyone could have taken their profit, some profit at any point. I would not have. I'm just going to let my stop loss do the work. Okay. One more look going through Bitcoin. I gotta log on to, actually, I gotta install my freaking, that's the next thing I gotta do. I gotta install my broker software and go through ridiculous, I guess it's not really regulation, but they are they want to make sure it's you logging into your brokerage account. So that might take me a little while. But yeah, it's time to rebalance. I want to be, not that I don't mind being more bullishly exposed to Bitcoin right now. I am really bullish on Bitcoin. I love this dip. I can't wait to buy this dip. I thought that the breakout happened a little bit too prematurely. So I would have loved to buy it at 7K if we never crossed above 10 and pulled into 7K now. And then I would have been a huge bull now into year end. But we broke out early. So now I'm looking for a pullback late in the year. I mean, this is why markets are so dynamic. Did I take that trade or just talked about it? When did you see me take the trade? I'm not going to log into my brokerage account live on air. No, I just talked about it. If I wasn't YouTubing, I would be taking that trade. If my job is not to trade. My job is to educate about Bitcoin, travel, speak at conferences, educate people, and do videos. That's my job. If my job was trading, I wouldn't be doing the other job. So if I quit doing YouTube and I go back to trading and I want to do day trading, which I probably won't, so that trade's done. Fun while it lasted. I'm taking my stop loss. I'm taking my profit and I'm out because I no longer trust this. I'm happy to go into another long trade if we go up. But at this point, I don't have the confidence that we're going to go up. So at this point, we can go to a new low. Like, am I going to short here? No, I'm not going to short because of how much we already fallen. So I have no interest in going short. Like if I was going short, I would have done it on Friday, but I hate doing that on Fridays. In a perfect world, this candle here, the Friday candle, if the Friday candle was a Monday or a Tuesday, I'm very confident shorting the shit out of it going into market close. On this candle happening on a Friday, because anything can happen going into Monday. So I'll be a little hesitant or I lower my position size. But after a candle like this, I don't chase trades. So I'm not shorting this. I will wait for another long opportunity. However, on a 10-minute scale, I no longer trust this. So one of two things needs to happen. Either I need a completely different long trade. I need this thing to fall and give me a new low, and then I can try it again off of another low. Or I have to establish a low between the current low and the other low. And then I would need a break of the prior swing high. But this is also why I took that exit, because remember, our entry was here. And if you did not raise that stop loss to get out of that trade, you're now sitting on a losing position. And that's a mistake. So this is Tone Vays rule number 3. Don't turn your winning trades into losing trades. Because when you break rule number 3 and turn your winning trades into losing trades, you now, to do that, you would break rule number 2, which is removing your stop loss. Don't remove the stop loss. That's rule number 2. Because when you remove the stop loss and you turn winning trades into losing trades, you then tend to break rule number 1. And rule number 1 is doubling down a losing trade. So if at this point you're thinking about, well, I'm still bullish, and I put in the trade all that I intended to risk. Oh, by the way, this is a beautiful right here. Though this was actually a setup long entry, but this right here is a flip to a short, according to the Arun. And rule number 1 is the worst rule to break. That's when you double down bad losing trades. So you don't want to do that. So if you entered this trade long and you're now sitting on a loss and you want to double this trade down to go double long, you're going to get into a lot of trouble in a hurry, and your trading career is not going to last very long. I can guarantee you that. Can you take a look at Walmart? What is it? Just wall? No, WAL, right? Just 3 letters. Nope. Tell us our ticker. WMT. Okay. No comment. And there's nothing really going on. It's consolidating. I like this. Here's what I like about it is that you pulled back right into this area. You went a little bit lower than that area, but if I zoom in, maybe I can lower that line, and in fact, I will. So I can lower this line to here. So we're sitting right at support, but I don't like this descending triangle nature. Sorry, I gotta reply to someone. Okay, so I don't like this descending nature. I like the fact that it pulled back here, but it looks like it may want to go lower. So your next level of support is here. But after that, Walmart has a big problem because after this support, there is no more support. This is actually a really good level of support because it goes all the way back here. So I personally don't see Walmart dropping much below that. Yeah, man, this is really cool. So this is, oh, I'm on the hourly chart. Sorry, guys. I'm like thinking this is daily. That's silly of me. Here's the daily chart. Yeah, that's a good level of support. And then the next level of support is back here. Yeah, I'm liking the GBTC dip. I would love for this premium to, oh, now it's 12%. Nope, 10%. Hold on, it should be here. Sorry, it's 11%. I had my cursor in the wrong place. I would love for that premium to be sub 10%, and I would love to load up. Like right here, the premium was 8%. That was gorgeous. Look at it, 6%. That's what the premium was. Amazing. And look what happens. And the premium here, 28%. Premium here, 6%. So yeah, I would love for that premium to come down below 10%. And the price of Bitcoin dropping. That's a perfect combination. All right, final look at S&P. Yeah, see, I don't like this anymore. I'm more interested in shorting now than going long. But I wouldn't short because they're already fallen too much today. All right, guys. If you want to support, well, read the blog and then check out the affiliate page. I got to get the Swan guys on the show to, I'm curious what's going on with the trends of dollar cost averaging. If you're a trader, you got options. US compliant, for non-US, have a global audience. And there you go. All right. And if you're interested in, well, if you're interested in learning how to trade, you have a free section here. Still want to do some more. I want to add some more stuff here. Check that out. Learn trading. That's all free. And the on-demand videos are not free. Okay. MRI should be out by end of month. I'm going to add a workshop. I got to pick a day that works for the workshop. Probably be a full Saturday to teach people how to use the MRI. If you had access to the prior indicator, you will have access to the MRI. But you may want to consider joining the workshop anyway. Though the workshop will not be free for you guys, unfortunately. but you should know how to trade it. I mean, you trade it the same way as you traded the TI. All right, guys, that's it from me. New computer seems to be working. That's good. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all on the next one. Bye, guys.